Shalom, Yasharala. This is your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to read through this here article and go through this here, what's going on in the news right now, because what? Prophecy is banging at the door, man. All right. As we winding down to the end of the end, all right, because we're not approaching the end of the days, man. We already in the middle of the end of the days, man. All right, so the next thing to really come is basically really salvation, man. We're only looking for a couple more prophecies, man. The mark of the beast to be fully implemented, which is the RFID chip. All right, the nations to go to World War III. All right, with Jacob's trouble as well. All right, and then ultimately thermonuclear warfare, and then the Lord coming back. All right, so and according to Esau's how you say his prophecies or what he planned on doing. All right, when you go back to 2001 or prior to 2001, like in 2000, all right, there was a general who wound up talking about this, who said that, look, in the next shit, it's a lot. Give me 1 second. All right. When you go back to about 2000, there was a military general who was talking to another military person or whatever, whatnot, and he wound up giving him some papers on, the upcoming events, what they wound up having planned for the so-called future, and they talked about having about, I believe, war in 7 different nations or whatever, whatnot, and if you go back and you look at all these different things, pretty much America has went through all these different nations and waged war against them. All right. Now, those wars would end off with going into Iran. All right. Now, if you also know about, how do you say, Esau's plan, well, according to the scriptures, he's trying to fulfill his belly, man. He's trying to fulfill his enterprise, more or less to say, but the Lord is gonna stop him right when he's about to fill his belly. All right. Now, when you look at these countries, the ones that Esau has to subdue, the last ones to subdue would be what? Iran, Russia, China, like North Korea. North Korea really isn't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the fact that North Korea is right there on the border of China. All right. But nevertheless, Esau is trying to get all these nations upon himself so that he can use these nations to wage war up against Babylon. All right. But as if you've been watching the news lately, you've had a lot of different skirmishes. And first and foremost, they've been having their propaganda telling you that this is what they want to do. Yo, we trying to go to war with Iran. That's what we want to go and do. And we in the times now, like Revelation 12:12 say, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. Basically, the devil has come down unto you having great wrath because he has but a short time. All right. Beforehand, Esau would be a little more slick. He wouldn't just come out flat out say, you know what, we want regime change over there. We got to get this guy up out of power. But nowadays, this is what they basically saying. They just flat out telling you, look, we're going to do whatever it takes to get this here person up out of power. And we're going to steal their country and then their resources. All right. So nevertheless, as you see these things winding down, now they're knocking on Iran's door. All right. Now they're trying to go over with that. Now they had like a lot of false flags, like how Esau likes to do it. He'll attack his own self just to get the how do you say, the compassion from his own people. All right. To get on his side to wage war. All right. There's multiple wars that's going on at the same time, man. Before they actually go into war and start dropping bombs and shooting bullets, they have to go into an information war. All right. It's a war upon their own citizens. All right. They'll go back to what happened in 2001. All right. Now, like I said, there was a general who had already planned out they had all these wars planned out in 2000, probably before that. All right. But then they needed some kind of event, something like a new Pearl Harbor, which would allow these things to go on. All right. Now, if you go back to the year 2000 and you would have asked people, hey, man, y'all want to go to war? People was like, nah, hell nah. We living too good for us to be going to war. What the fuck we want to go to war for? Everything is all good over here, man. All right. But what? They had that event that happened in New York. All right. In 2001. All right. Which got the people's minds into a so-called sweet spot for Esau to sit there and take advantage of. It's like it's an old mob tactic. You living in a neighborhood or whatever, whatnot, and whatever's going on. Let's say, just for, just this example purpose, right? Carnally speaking, you have some white people, right? So-called white people who move into a a so-called black neighborhood, right? They're surrounded all by so-called black people. Well, you talk to the white family or whatever, whatnot, they feel comfortable living around the people, the black, so-called black people, you know. But then you have somebody whispering in their ear, you sure you like living, but you can't trust them. They're criminals, whatever, whatnot. And you're like, well, I've lived over here my whole life. I ain't never really seen nothing out of the ordinary, and I'm straight, you know. But now this person is trying to persuade you to change your mind. So what do? They go in there and they start breaking your windows out, you know what I'm saying? Or they start, you know, breaking into your house or doing certain things to your cars and things like that to make you start feeling like maybe the people in my neighborhood is breaking into my house. Maybe these people, you know, and then all of a sudden now this person's mind has changed. Like, I can't trust my goddamn neighbors no more because these motherfuckers keep breaking into my house. And reality is somebody else that's basically waging an information war on you. All right. It's called propaganda. All right. They're propagating these lies towards you. All right. They're going in and they're basically setting up these false flag attacks. They're the ones breaking into your house, but then they're blaming it on your neighbors. All right. Oh, they did it. This and that, to persuade your mind to be like, you know, because at first you was at peace with all your neighbors. Oh no, everything is cool. Everything fine. I don't know why you always worried about my neighbors, bro. You worrying too much, you know. And then the other person's like, oh, you'll learn one day. Then all of a sudden now your house is getting broken into. Now you like, maybe they was right. And now you're looking at your neighbors all sideways. But see, it's not your neighbors. It was somebody else propagating this lie to make you feel a certain type of way against these people. And that's exactly what Babylon does, all right, with their Babylon juice, all right. So getting into this here article, because like I said, we see, you know, at the end all be all of their plans is they want to end off war in Iran, ultimately get enough countries on their side to go wage war with cripple China enough and just wage war against Russia. And that'll be all the countries subdued up under them. All right. But according to scripture, hey, he's not going to be able to fulfill his plans. So I'm going to go ahead and read this here article. It's a real short one real quick. It says Israel, or Amalek, the tribe of Amalek, all right, which is really a tribe of Edom, all right, just like the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Ephraim, the tribe of Manasseh. These are all tribes of the house of Israel. They're all Israelites, all right. They're just, you know, different tribes that make up the children of Israel. Same way with Edom. Edom has different tribes as well, too. All right. Now, one of their tribes, the chief one that you know about today is Amalek, the so-called Jewish people, or these Israelis. All right. So it says Israel, or Amalek, is preparing for military involvement if U.S.-Iran tensions erupt into confrontation. All right. Ultimately, this is what they want. All right. It says amid escalating tensions in the region, Israel has said it is preparing for possible military involvement in a confrontation between the U.S. and Iran. Let me just go back real quick because I was explaining about these false flags that they have. Now, what you had happen was when basically Iran and Japan was talking, you know, and they was, you know, peacefully talking and things like that, trying to work out some deals. All right. All of a sudden, Iranian a vessel was attacked. All right. And then they were saying, you know, the American media was saying basically it was probably Japan, or might have been, or Salak. It was a Japanese ship that was attacked, and they were saying it might have been Iran. But nevertheless, Iran's over there trying to make peace deals. It's like, yo, I'm trying to, work out a deal with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to come and rent an apartment from you. Everything is going to go. I'm trying to come buy a car from you. I'm looking at the car is looking all good, so on and so forth. I really need this car. You know what I'm saying? We working together with this here price, but now all of a sudden, all right, let's say the tires get popped, the windows get all bust out, you know, the car get all keyed up, you know, and it's like, wait a minute, I came all the way out here, I gave you half the damn money as a down payment, I took the car on a test drive, I told you I liked the car, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to the bank to go get the money real quick, the rest of the money real quick, and I'm about to come back and meet you. I'm happy with the deal, you happy with the deal, we about to make this deal happen. But now all of a sudden, I come back and the car's all destroyed, you know, and it's like, well, wait a minute, you wanted to get rid of the car, and which you can still get rid of the car, but not for the same value you was about to get. If you would have just waited until I went to the bank and came back, you would have got the money you had asked for. All right. And I would have wound up getting the car that I wanted to get. All right. So the deal would have went swell for me and for you. However, you know, now all of a sudden we get back and the car's all destroyed. And now we, you know, that would be absurd for me to sit there and think the car owner did it because he wants to get rid of the car. And if anything, he's going to scare me away from buying the car. So now he's sitting with a car that he was trying to sell, but now the car's in way worse condition. All right. Now, if it was on me, on my side, I'm the one that's trying to receive the car. Why would I want a car that I got to sit there and repaint, get new tires, get new windows for? All right. Like, yeah, well, you can get it for a discounted price, but now I got to put money into the car. All right. So that's not really a good deal. It just don't make sense. Maybe this is an outside person who don't want you to sell this here car. All right. Or don't want the other person to buy a new car. All right. So they want to go in and interject their own beings to make these things happen. All right. So again, with the oil tanker that was struck, all right, they try to blame it on Iran, but it doesn't make any sense. All right. Then right afterwards, you had an American spy plane, all right, flying alongside a drone, all right, that wound up going into Iranian airspace, all right. Now, the Iranians is nobody to be sleeping on. They got some technology. In fact, they got the best, well, I don't know about now because Russia got AI drones, but I think Iran may have the best drone program, all right? Now, what they'll do is they got like these little small ass little boats, you know what I'm saying? Like a regular person go fishing on, like a little bitty tiny ass boat, right? And with these little small ass boats with these little motors on there with like rocket launchers on them. But nevertheless, they drone operated, all right? Now they got this thing called swarm formation, you know, where it's like you controlling one of them, but then they all move in the same way, which, you know, America's kind of working on the same thing too. But nevertheless, you know, they'll send, you know, up against one of these American destroyer ships, you know, with all this technology on it, whatever, whatnot. Hey man, you can't sit there and shoot down like 150 different small boats coming at you, shooting rocket launchers at you, man. You can't hit them all fast enough, man. All right, so, you know, even though your big ass ship is far more superior than this little small this little small boat with a John motor on the back or troll motor on the back, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, dog, when we got 100 of them coming at you with rocket launchers, you can't really defend yourself against that. All right, but nevertheless, going back into this scenario, talking about how Iran, they're not really lacking when it comes to anything, really. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, they have a system or whatever, whatnot, to where they can be able to see what's inside these damn American planes flying around, all right? Because they was telling them, like, yo, y'all got 35 passengers on board this spy plane, like, yo, we'll shoot this bitch down. They sent them warnings. They wanted to ignore the warnings. So they was like, all right, well, fuck it, we're going to shoot this here drone out the sky, all right? In which they did. Now, the drone was only 150 feet away from the goddamn passenger or the spy plane, all right? And they was letting them know, like, yo, we could have killed all 35 of them people on board. It would have been nothing for us. Take your ass back home, all right? Then Donald Trump want to start selling wolf tickets and shit like that. Oh, yeah, we finna go over there and make a strike tonight. Then at the end all be all, oh, yeah, we pulled it at the last minute. It wasn't worth killing 150 people. But we know that that's not how they really get down, because they'll blow up a whole country just for what? You know, just to go get some damn ice cream or whatever, whatnot, you know? That's just how they roll. They don't care, all right? But nevertheless, all these things are building up for what? To push into war. All right. But now you seeing, they saying, let me read the title again. It says, Israel preparing for military involvement if U.S.-Iran tensions erupt into confrontation. All right. But they pushing this as, oh, America's going to start this. But nevertheless, hey, according to the scriptures, all right, this is going to be dealing with these Amalekites. All right. These Israelis. All right. So let me continue on with this here article. It's a real short one. I'm going to get into some scriptures. It says, Foreign Minister Yisrael Katz warned an international security forum on Tuesday that the situation might be brought out of the gray zone and into the red zone of military conflagration if Iran makes any mistaken calculations. Israel, Katz said, must be prepared for such an escalation and continue to devote itself to building up its military might in the event that it would respond to escalation scenarios. So they saying, look, we always got to be prepared. We always have to be vigilant. All right, we always got to be watching. We always got to defend ourselves, because why? Everybody wants to kill us. And that's not really the case. All right. But nevertheless, it's like you got a bully at the school, right? The bully going around stealing everybody lunch money. All right. Now, eventually these people are going to be like, yo, we tired of this damn bully. We got to do something about it. However, that's a reaction to what the bully was doing. It's not like the bully just came to school one day and everybody bullying him. All right. That's not how you call a bully. The bully is the one that's just going over there starting unwanted, unprovoked confrontations. All right. It says the comments come after a senior Iranian lawmaker warned on Monday that if the U.S. attacks Iran, Tehran will respond and only half an hour will remain of Israel's lifespan. All right. In which this has been going back and forth for so long. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, hey, Iran ain't really been doing nothing as far as trying to strike them or doing attack them or anything like that. Now, however, they pulling the same ass tactics. Oh, well, they're training, how you say, they support terrorists and so on and so forth. And they got these terrorists that's always lobbing missiles over here at Israel, you know, in which, hey, man, it's like every once in a while, basically with the false flag attacks, these Israelis will go over there and shoot a damn rocket towards their own goddamn place. All right. Because why? Their missile defense system will take it out the sky. All right. It's basically like, oh, well, you know, to keep the people in constant fear, they'll shoot a missile at their own self, and then the missile defense system will take it out the sky, and overnight they'll just go and bomb whatever village they wanted to go and bomb and say, well, we did this in retaliation. But what they not telling you is they wanted to bomb that shit anyway, all right? Because they're trying to steal land over there, all right? This is what they do. They go and they destroy some shit. They destroy your whole property. Be like, it ain't really worth shit no more. So you might as well go ahead and sell it to us at this here price before it's valued at nothing, all right? But nevertheless, they just go and bomb it and go rebuild over there, all right? So it says, the two nations frequently exchange threats, and Israel has previously threatened to take military action against Iran to prevent it from making nuclear weapons, though Iran has denied it's trying to produce the bomb. All right, in which it would be retarded for Iran to be sitting here trying to produce a goddamn nuclear bomb, because why? First of all, they need these nuclear power plants for their electrical resources, you know, like regular power, like how we got here in America. We got power plants, you know. Matter of fact, I live right by a damn nuclear power plant, all right? But nevertheless, Iran don't need to sit here and develop a nuclear missile, all right? For one, that would be dumb as hell for them to do, because everybody watching them and they'd be like, oh, it's justified for let's go over there and bombing them, all right? And in reality, Russia's the one that's creating all these damn things, not to say creating, but they have the technology to make nuclear missiles, all right? And which they are, America and Russia are tied with having the most nuclear missiles in their arsenal, all right? And we seeing, according to the scriptures, that Russia is the one that's preparing themselves and preparing the nations that are with them, all right, to wind up, wage war up against America, more or less to say, all right? Now, when you read in Ezekiel 38, Persia is the first one that's named, which Persia was changed from Persia to Iran, all right? So Iran don't need to make a nuclear a warhead, all right? All they have to do is get them from Russia. They got the missiles, the delivery systems, all right? All they need is the warhead, all right? It says two nations frequently exchange threats, and Israel has previously threatened to take military action against Iran to prevent it from making nuclear weapons, though Tehran has denied it's trying to produce the bomb. Israel has been a major supporter of U.S. President Donald Trump's aggressive maximum pressure policy against Iran, including the economic sanctions Washington has used to strangle the country's economy. Now, lo and behold, America's actually waging war on Iran. When we have sanctions and stuff like that, you starving out a country, man. All right, that's like, like in old ancient times. This is how they used to wage war back in the old biblical ancient times, man. They didn't just roll up into your damn place and just start fighting war, because it was hand-to-hand combat, man. All right, so the more strategic thing to do was, especially like if you're living out in the damn desert, a lot of your stuff was being imported in. You was bringing water in from somewhere else. Food was coming in from somewhere else and things like that. So what they would do was they would go around a fenced city or whatever, whatnot, and pretty much just surround it. Like, all right, we're going to cut off y'all water supply. We'll dry up y'all rivers so that y'all ain't going to get no more water. All right, and whatever your crops you growing, it's not going to be able to sustain themselves. All right, and whatever food or traffic that y'all have coming in, imports that y'all have coming in, we're going to stop that. Eventually, the people will start getting weak. They'll start starving out. They might even start trying to leave, but they want to leave. They're already weak, and they're going to just get slaughtered, to death. And if not, by the time y'all weak enough, we'll just roll up in there and just slaughter everybody. All right. So this is how wars used to take place back in the old days. They would cut off, not to say trade routes, but import and export route. Well, import routes. You importing food, importing water, and things like that. All right. So this is the same thing you see going on when you put sanctions on another country. Oh, any country that trade with them, we're gonna penalize you guys. So what? Now, if Iran need a resource that they don't have, like let's say Iran make all their money from oil sales, right? But if any country deal with Iran and buy their oil, you're gonna be penalized. So now Iran got all this oil they sitting on, which is the number one commodity to raise money for their country, their nation. All right, now they can't make no money. This is what you got going on in Venezuela, and also in Iran as well. But nevertheless, this is what you see going on, man. All right, there's a economic war being waged on Iran already from America, but then they saying, playing the victim card. Oh, if Iran do this, if Iran do that, Iran trying to blow us off the face of the earth and so on and so forth. But Iran ain't really doing shit to you. All right, they just trying to make their own, they trying to get their shit popping over there. You know what I'm saying? Get some electricity and power to their people, whatever, whatnot, But nevertheless, you have, America basically over here is drumming up this propaganda. Oh, they want to do this and they want to do that, and we're going to put sanctions on them. Then you have Israel saying, oh, they want to wipe us off the face of the earth. They're developing nuclear missiles. All right. All this is propaganda to get the minds of the people to look at Iran as the enemy. All right. It was going to get you into a whole other war, just like how they did with Iraq. Oh, they got weapons of mass destruction. They got weapons of mass destruction. And to this day, they still ain't found shit over there. And they didn't turn over every rock in Iraq. All right. So this is the same old bullshit, same shit they was doing in Syria. Oh, he's got chemical weapons. He's killing his own people. Yet you still haven't found that out yet. All right. But continuing on, Let me read this again. It says, Israel has been a major supporter of U.S. President Donald Trump's aggressive maximum pressure policy against Iran, including the economic sanctions Washington has used to strangle the country's economy. Cass predicted that the economic war on Iran would be successful despite the lack of enthusiasm for it shown by Europe and other powers for a source of frustration in Washington. Now, keep that in mind about Europe. It says nations become more united when bullied. Trump should understand Iranian top official. That's another great article because why? Pairing that with some of the other articles that you see going on in the news and a lot of other things going on right now in the news, like how Trump talking about NATO is obsolete. And in reality, the way that they talking about them and the way that Trump and them is talking about, you know, the EU and shit, is like, well, who the fuck is the EU? What country is the EU? We don't really care about y'all because y'all got all these problems and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't really helping out. You know what I'm saying? The EU it's not one country. It's multiple European countries. And we don't look at y'all as all equal because some of y'all ain't pay, like Germany ain't paying with their fair share. But Germany trying to take care of their own people, man. They're not trying to get sucked down these damn endless wars and all these different things and corrupting their economies and stuff like that. All right. So nevertheless, America's trying to make new pacts with new militaries and new countries, all right? They're not really looking forward to keep investing in the NATO. And one of the things they wound up slipping and sliding their thing was, you know, we're going to band up together with NATO and we're going to have a conglomeration of nations to be around the world to have the biggest military, so on and so forth. Well, that's what wound up happening. But at the same time, America was also, every place that they was having NATO bases, America would set up their own base out there, all right? So now basically NATO is obsolete because America has got his military all over the damn planet Earth, all right? So, you know, for every place where you see NATO at, America's also there too, you know, and they saying, well, we don't want to go through the NATO protocol because you got to worry about this and worry about that and got to have agreements from all these different nations, so on and so forth. Well, we got the soldiers, we got this and that, you know, well, we might as well just go ahead, go on our own, man. All right. So what? You starting to see what? The beast is starting to hate the whore, man. America's allies are starting to turn on her. All right. It says, now, let me read this again. It says, nations become more united when bullied. Trump should understand Iranian top official. And that's what's ultimately going to end off in Babylon, all right? Because everybody's getting tired of the bully walking around school extorting everybody, man. So now they all realizing that we all getting bullied by the same dude. How about we all band together and catch him in the bathroom and you know what I'm saying? We're going to pay his ass back then, all right? It says tensions between the U.S. and Iran has been mounting for months, with U.S. accusing Tehran of attacking 2 oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman in June. Iran later shot down an American spy drone, which it said it had entered its airspace, prompting Trump to consider a military strike, which he backed away from at the last minute. Washington accused Tehran of playing with fire on Monday after it announced that it had breached uranium enrichment limits under the terms of the 2015 nuclear deal, which, how the fuck is America gonna blame them for so-called how do you say or breaching this treaty or this agreement that y'all had when America is the one who fucking pulled out? You know what I'm saying? It says Trump abandoned the deal last year, calling it a disaster and the worst deal ever, but expected Tehran to remain compliant. How the hell? It's like, look, man, I just signed up to rent this here apartment for 6 months. Right? I didn't put my down payment, my deposit first and last month, and so on and so forth. Now I've been in here for 4 months. And then you got in the contract. If I break the contract, it's going to cost me X amount of dollars. But you decide to break the contract for whatever reason. You know, it's not because I'm a bad tenant or whatever. You just decide, you know what? We don't want you to be up in here no more. We're going to break the contract. But wait a minute. Hold on. I thought if we break the contract, such and such was going to happen. But y'all broke the contract. You trying to kick me out. But then you still expecting me to pay the full 6 months. I'm not even staying there no more. You didn't wrongfully kicked me out, all right, breached the contract, all right, and you still expecting me to pay for these things? How the hell? What's going on here? Why do I have to still be compliant with the terms and the agreement that we both came to an agreement with, and you wanted to break the terms, and then you want me to still fulfill all the terms? This is crazy, all right? It says Trump abandoned the deal last year, calling it a disaster and the worst deal ever, but expected Tehran to remain compliant. The White House also alleged on Monday that Tehran had violated the terms of the deal before it even existed. Come on, man. You see this damn hypocrite. All right, so now let me grab a couple precepts real quick. Going into that bully, you know, all these bullies is basically bringing all these people together, right? This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse, I'm just getting straight to the point. Well, shit, 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine. You know, all these, oh yeah, we're gonna, hey, for example, the nuclear treaty or the nuclear agreement with Iran. Oh yeah, we're gonna make this agreement, so on and so forth. We'll let you enrich uranium for your nuclear power plants, all right, for recreational use, but not for military use. Everybody agree on that? Everybody agree on that. But now all of a sudden y'all want to pull, America wants to pull out of the agreement, wants you to still keep paying. Like I said, you didn't kick me out of my damn apartment before my lease is up, and you expect me to still keep paying for it? Hold on, that don't even sound right. But this is what's pretty much happened, all right? Yea, also because he transgressed by one, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, all right? So with all the problems you got here in America, you got to take your ass to Venezuela, meddle in their problems. Take your ass over to North Korea, meddle in their problems. Take your ass over to Libya, Syria, Iraq, Venezuela, Iran, all these different places. You got to go stick in. It's China. You got to go stick in those and all these other people situations instead of worrying about your own situations. All right. It says, neither keepeth at home who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth to him all people. And the reason that he's gathering all these nations unto him is to reign over top of them. All right. Like I was saying with them trying to conquer all these different nations. All right. The reason that they trying to get all these different nations is so that it'll be less nations to pile up against them. All right. Right now, you basically got China, North Korea, Russia, Iran. You could say like Cuba. I mean, there's more countries that's turning over now. Maybe Venezuela, possibly Mexico. All right. We ain't even gonna talk about Mexico. Venezuela, right? You got about 6 countries right now that's pretty much, I mean, there's more than that, but nevertheless, I mean, these are the countries that America's trying to really get into, all right? So it says, verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. All right. Let me just keep going. Verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. All right. So just like we was just reading that one headline and talking about, with all these here bullies, you really uniting the rest of the world together, all right? But they united against your ass. Like the analogy I was giving is like, yo, you got this one bully in school that then bullied the whole damn school up and took everybody's lunch money. Now everybody in the lunchroom is all starving because the bully then took all their money. Homeboy sitting over there with 10 pizza boxes, chowing down, but everybody else is starving. Like, wait a minute, he got me, but he got you too. He got all of us. No one ain't nobody. How about we all band together and go put his ass in the corner and mete out judgment on his ass, And this is what's going on right now because why? Every nation on the planet Earth has got a problem. And what? Every nation on the planet Earth's problem is pretty much the same. It's Babylon the Great, man. And so nowadays, like, you know what? Even though we got problems, whatever, whatnot, this one problem is way bigger than all the other problems, man. We can, get rid of this one problem and we can work out the rest of the shit, man. All right. And this is what's been prophesied against Babylon in the scriptures already. All right. But now we're starting to see all these things take place. All right. Now the headlines are starting to read like the scriptures in the Bible. All right. So I'm going to go from there to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49. This is Jeremiah, chapter 49, and I'm going to start at verse 12 and read down for a bit. It says, because this is going into a lot of multiple things. It's really going into, Jeremiah 49, 50, 51, all talking about the destruction of Babylon the Great, mainly by thermonuclear missiles, man. All right. And this is the times that we coming into. Or this is the times that we living in right now, all right? This is what you're starting to see on the news all the time. This is why you always seeing wars and rumors of wars on the news. Everybody pulling out nukes and everybody aiming nukes at everybody. You got all kind of missiles being aimed at here and aimed there and all these uproars of these different nations, man. Why? Because it was all prophesied, and this is the day of the Lord that we living in right now. Now, let me go back to Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk 2 and 2, it says, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. All right. So what? These prophecies are for appointed time. Wars and rumors of wars, the mark of the beast, the destruction of Babylon. Yeah, these are all prophecies, but they're for appointed time. All right. Just like, say, for instance, you go to school, right? In school, you got the lunch ladies in the kitchen. They all cooking and shit, right? But what? Lunch ain't gonna come to an appointed time, man. They get in there kind of bright and early. They might start cooking breakfast, but forget about that. I'm trying to make it an analogy, right? They in there cooking, you know what I'm saying, before the kids even come into the cafeteria, whatever, whatnot. But what? They don't get ready to start serving food or a restaurant. You know, they open up, they start preparing the food or whatever, whatnot. But what? Even though they're in there cooking, there's people in there, they don't open up and start serving food until that appointed time. But you can see them in the window. Yeah, we see it. You know what I'm saying? Or we don't know when y'all gonna open. Y'all still look closed to me. I'm at the door pulling at the door. Y'all don't look open to me. I see people walking around. Yeah, we getting prepared for that one time, man. Don't you see on the door say open at 8 a.m.? All right, you at the door pulling at the door at 7:30, man. These doors open at 8 a.m. So these doors open at an appointed time, man. Even though you know that, because you read it online, you know, you Google searched it and found out that this here restaurant opened up. The restaurant's gonna be open today, all right, but it's open at an appointed time at 8 a.m. All right, so you standing outside the door at 7 a.m. time, but they said it was supposed to be open today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they ain't gonna be open. Well, that's because you and your own folly. So the same way with these here prophecies, man. For people, oh, they've been saying that for so long, and oh, they've been talking about for so long. I don't know if we'll ever see that in our lifetime. But these visions or these prophecies are for a appointed time. And this is the time and the generation that we living in to where these prophecies are all starting to speak. All right. So let me go ahead and continue on in Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end, all right, and that's where we at the end, it shall speak and not lie. All right. So what? A lot of people calling this lie. Oh, that ain't coming. That's so far off, whatever. No. These are the times we living in now. This is why there's all these calamities and perplexities and distress in nations going on around the world right now. Because this is that appointed time. The day of the Lord is right now. All right. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. It will not tarry. All right. So again, you outside the damn restaurant, pulling at the door, cussing people up. Why they not open? Here on the internet, it says they're open today. Yeah, it's for an appointed time, bro. You at the door at 7:30, pulling at the door, expecting them to, yeah, you see people in there or whatever, whatnot, but they don't open till 8 a.m., man. If you don't, you just wait till 8 a.m., they gonna open the doors and they'll be there all day. You can get whatever you want, man. The vision is yet for an appointed time, man. All right, the doors to that restaurant is you know, they got a time frame when they open it to when they close, man. You can't come around the time when they're supposed to be closed. You know, they close at 10 o'clock and you show up at 2:30 in the morning. Why are these motherfuckers not open? What the hell? They said they're supposed to be open, or they open Monday through Friday. Yeah, but there's a time frame. All right, the same thing with these here prophecies. All right, and that's the time. This is the time that we're living in now, where all these prophecies are starting to speak, man. All right, verse 3 again. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come and not tarry. All right. So let me go back to Jeremiah 49. This is Jeremiah 49 and 12. It says, for thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink the cup have surely drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. All right. Now that drinking of it, or that cup that's spoken of, is what? The Most High's a cup of his indignation. All right, the Lord's judgment, man. All right. But nevertheless, talking about those whose it says, for thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup. All right. Speaking about the Israelites. All right. These things wasn't made for us. All right. But nevertheless, we had to drink of this here cup because we wound up going off. All right. But nevertheless, you think you're going to go around doing all this here wickedness on the planet Earth and get away with it? No, hell no. You going to get caught up too, man. All right, you gonna get caught up into this here web, into this here snare, this here trap that the Most High set for your ass, and he gonna make you drink that whole damn cup, man. Straight no chaser, man. You gonna drink it all the way down to the last drop. Verse 13, for I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation and a reproach, a waste and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste, man. All right, this here place is gonna be a perpetual desolation and a curse, man. All right. Verse 14, I have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen. And that's what we out here doing right now, man. We out here as ambassadors to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, proclaiming and prophesying the downfall of these other kingdoms, this Babylon and the rest of these kingdoms, all right? It says, I've heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come up against her and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. So America was this big, great ass country, the golden country, the #1 superpower, the most dominant power on the planet Earth. But now everybody looking down on America, be like, you know what? Man, fuck them niggas, man. Y'all want to ride? We gonna ride on these niggas, man. Fuck them niggas over there, man. Fuck what they got going on, bro. We finna ride on these niggas, man. I don't give a fuck what they say, man. Hey, y'all ain't getting no more paper over here, bro. Fuck that. We gonna smash on all y'all niggas tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's what these other nations are doing now, you know? They saying like Iran, like, all right, y'all keep bringing y'all planes over here. A lot of countries do that all the time. Like, yo, y'all in our airspace or in our waters or whatever, whatnot. If y'all don't turn around, there's going to be problems. But all they wind up doing, America pretend like they don't hear them or whatever, whatnot. And then nothing really ever happens. You just see about it in the newspaper, or they'll scramble some jets out there and fly beside them or whatever, whatnot. But Iran was like, all right, y'all keep thinking we fucking around with the fuck around. Y'all keep thinking y'all gonna just roll over us like everybody else. We seen what y'all was doing, bro. But we not gonna keep talking all this bullshit with y'all, man. Bring your ass over here closer, man. It's two of y'all little planes. You got a manned drone or a manned plane and an unmanned plane, bro. You act like you don't hear us on the radio? All right, fuck it. We gonna hit y'all drone up out the damn sky. And the drone is only 150 feet away from the damn the spy plane. So y'all spying on us anyway. So you gonna definitely see this drone get taken up out the sky, man. All right, let you know we ain't playing with your ass, man. We don't care how big you are on the block. We don't care how much money you got. We don't care about your military. We don't care about none of that shit no more, bro. You become small among... Let me read verse 15 again. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. And this is now why you see in all these different countries, it's like, yo, they're poking their chests out at America, like, and if we don't, what you gonna do about it? Like Turkey with the S-400. Oh yeah, you gonna take away the F-35 away from us if we buy this S-400? Fuck it, take it away from us. We'll just buy Russian planes, and we'll still get the S-400, and this shit'll still stop your damn planes. What you gonna do? Bomb us with the F-35 if we buy the S-400? The S-400 can shoot that bitch up out the sky. So what you really gonna do about it? Now now the bully is like, yo, I'm gonna take your lunch money, so on and so forth. Well, if you're gonna take my lunch money, you gotta take all our lunch money. All right, yeah, you can beat us up one by one, but it's 150 of us versus you, bro. You about to get stomped out. What you gonna do about it? Verse 16, thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou should make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh. Now, what's funny is now, because people don't know, they'll tell you that Edom is not ruling Babylon, right? Now, when you can read the same thing in verse 16 in the book of Obadiah. O thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, all right? We always bring that out, you know what I'm saying, about Esau, Edom, all right, who is the so-called Caucasians today, all right? They was named after the Caucasus Mountains that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, who say, who shall bring me down, all right? The pride of thy heart has deceived thee, all right? We read about that in Obadiah where they clearly talk about Esau, Edom, all right? Now here in Jeremiah 49, it's still talking about Esau, Edom, all right? So you have two of these same scriptures that's being back to back saying the same thing about the same people. Now, when we go into Jeremiah chapter 50, we're going to basically read the same exact thing, but it's going to, instead of saying Edom, it's going to say Babylon. So just take note to this, all right? Verse 17, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. You can read that, was that Revelation 18, talking about when they seen the smoke of her going up, they was wailing and weeping and moaning and casting dust upon their head, Verse 18, as the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. All right, because why? This place is going to get turned into the lake of fire via thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, those ICBM missiles that Russia is preparing themselves with and the rest of the nations that's joined together with them. All right. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her, and who is a chosen man that I might appoint over her? For who is like me, and who shall appoint me the time, and who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he has taken against Edom, and his purpose that he has purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. All right, that's going into them Germans over there, which, like I said, these are all tribes of Edom. All right. Now, here's another point that I'm gonna bring out in another scripture as well too. Now, I'm gonna read this again. Therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh that he has taken against who? Of Edom. Key word here is saying Edom, like we just read earlier about thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, which you can read that in Obadiah. All right, now right here, I'm just giving you a little something to show you that Babylon and Edom is the same people, because we're gonna read the same thing in Jeremiah 50. All right, they're gonna just change the word Edom to Babylon. All right, it says, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he has taken against Edom, and his purpose that he has purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. All right, now who's the smallest of their tribes? All right, Amalek, or the so-called Israelis, man. They're like the smallest. It's like, I believe, if the numbers are even right, because they just, hey, you can go buy your damn Israeli citizenship or your Israeli DNA or whatever, how they call it, like a $5 Indian. But nevertheless, I believe it's only a total of like 6 million of them on the planet Earth today, which it was 6 million of them apparently in 1942 or before 1942. before World War II, there was 6 million of them, and then apparently 6 million of them got killed off, and then it's still 6 million of them today. So I mean, them numbers. But we know this is the smallest tribe of them all. All right. But it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall, like we read in Revelation 18 again. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall fly up as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman, and her pangs. All right, hey, you can get that in 2nd Ezra chapter 13 about when Yahushua returned in them damn ships. All right, how they was afraid, but they durst fight, man. All right, when they seen, or in Revelations, when they seen the sign of the Son of Man coming, all right, all nations mourned. All right, when they seen these damn chariots, man, they got it. Oh shit, man. Especially these mighty men, the military men, they realized, you know what, we got to handle this here threat, man. But they don't have weaponry that's superior or more superior than what the Lord has, so it's a lose-lose fight for them. All right. So now let me read this one more time. Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he has taken against Edom, and his purpose that he has purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, because surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Remember, key word here says, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Edom. All right. And the least of the flock shall draw them out. So let's go over to Jeremiah 50. All right. Now, real quick, I'm going to just get to that scripture real fast. And I'm going to go back and read through, because I'm going to read a bit in this. This is Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon. Same thing we just read, but then now they just took out the word Edom and put in here Babylon. All right. And his purpose that he has purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. All right. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved and the cry is heard among the nations. All right. So what? Like I said, I'm gonna read this whole thing all over again, but it's the same thing we just read in Jeremiah 49. But here in 45, instead of saying Edom, it's saying Babylon. Letting you know who the new Babylonians are is the Edomites. All right. Now, also, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? By a process of elimination, what nation is putting sanctions on all these other nations? What nation is all these other nations now ganging up on? What nation was the strongest nation on the planet Earth that had all the other nations in subjection? But now these other nations are getting tired of the bully and taking the bully out. All right, that would leave America as that nation. Babylon, who's ruling Babylon? The Edomites. All right, according to the scriptures, the Edomites and the Babylonians at this point in time would be the same people, man. All right, not going back to, the ancient Babylons, but this new Babylon. All right. So now let me go back up to verse 29. Jeremiah 50 and 29, it says, call together the archers against Babylon. All right. These are the people who got these damn missiles. Like we was reading that subtitle about, all the bullies or all this bullying is uniting all the nations. All right. And this is all according to prophecy, man. This is what's going to turn all these different nations against Babylon. And then ultimately, all of Babylon's allies are going to also turn on Babylon as well, too. So you have a conglomeration of nations that's already just ganging up against Babylon. All right. In confederation with Russia. All right. And then ultimately there's going to be they're going to basically be facing, the American side and their allies. But ultimately America and America's allies are going to all turn on America as well, too. So America going to be the one left out there to dry. All right. Verse 29, Jeremiah 50 and 29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. So if you got missile capability, bring your ass on down to the line. All right. That's basically what it's saying. If you got missile capability, your ass is in this fight. All right. Call together the archers against Babylon. All right. And all their missiles going to be aimed over here at America. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work. According to all she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against Yahweh and the Holy One of Israel. So Babylon's going to be repaid double for all the things that Babylon's ended up doing to everybody, man. All right, chiefly the Israelites. All right, but all these different things and plundering and spoiling all these different nations, like we read in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2. All right, all these nations, because you spoiled all these different nations, you bullied all these different people, man. They're going to gang up on your ass and beat the shit out of you, man. Really, they're going to just take you out, completely, man, to where you're not going to rise back up again. All right, we're reading about it right here, verse 30. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. Let me read that again. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets. All right. When hey, you gonna wind up getting in the how do you say, the purge, the calamities, the race wars. If they come over here and invade this place like that, the young men gonna get cut off in the streets over here, man. All right, but then your men of war and all of her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. So look, if you got, sons, daughters, relatives, or anybody that you care about that's in this here American military, you better do it the best you can to bring their ass back home, because every last soldier that's in America's military is gonna be in a body bag. They're not even, no, Salak. They're not even gonna come back in no goddamn body bag. They're gonna be integrated with the soil of the earth, man. All right, they ain't gonna be not one soldier that's gonna make it back from the American side. Every last one of them gonna wind up becoming a part of the damn dust over there in the Middle East, man. All right, and if they over here stationed here in Babylon, hey man, you gonna be a part of the soil here too, man. You just allotted for missile food, man. All right, verse 30 again. Therefore shall all her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O most proud, saith Yahweh, power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. What is the most proud nation on the planet Earth? The one nation that's going to sit there and sanction it. Matter of fact, we just read about this. They was like, yo, they done fucked Iran over and got them in this damn nuclear deal to begin with. All right. Barack Obama got them into this situation. All right. And basically gave them a fucked up deal. Oh, yeah, you need a car? We'll give you a car, but we're going to give you a fucked up ass lemon that don't even run. Ain't got no motor in it. You got to go ahead and start paying on it. But we'll put a motor in the car, but you got to pay for that shit too. And we're going to charge you 1,000% on top of that. And we need to go ahead and start making payments on it now. All right, that's a fucked up deal. But at the end all be all, you didn't pay for every damn thing. You did everything you're supposed to do rightly. But at the end all be all, once the car was repaired, they're like, you know what? We're not going to sell the car to you. We're going to pull out. You know what I'm saying? And then blame you for not making no payments. Like, wait a minute, I've been paying you every single month, every week, whatever, whatnot. You use all my payments to get the car up in tip-top shape. And now I can't even get the car from you no more? What kind of shit is that? Same thing America wanted to do, putting Iran into this nuclear deal, then pulling out the deal, then over here accusing them of not, how do I say, not sticking with the deal, man. When really America's the one that's not sticking with the deal that they the one that wrote. All right. So it says verse 32, and the most proud shall be stubble and fall, and none shall raise him up. For I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. That's some thermonuclear missiles, man. Hey, man, this whole place gonna be turned into the lake of fire from coast to coast. That's what that. Hey, that was what that image was. From one coast to the other coast, from one ocean to the other ocean. All you seen was just fire. On the whole entire landmass over here was just burning up. Because why? Like we just read up a couple verses up earlier. All ye archers that bend the bow. All right, and then also you can read throughout here. It's like, yo. All you archers that bend the bow shoot at her and spare no arrows, and no arrows gonna return in vain. So every arrow that shot, every missile that shot off is gonna be aimed over here at Babylon, and every last one of them gonna hit their targets, man. The earth is gonna reel to and fro from all the impacts of the thermonuclear. Hey, bruh, Babylon's going out with a bang, bruh. You see what I'm saying? Just visualizing all this, man. Babylon's going out with a bang. The Most High is hey, man, the smoke is blowing up in the Most High's nose. He is furious at this place, man. All right. Verse 32, the most proud shall be stubble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his city, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. That's a side note in another prophecy. But nevertheless, it's talking about you so-called Negroes, or the Southern Kingdom, which is you so-called Negro tribes, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Haitians, and the so-called West Indies, all right? But then you have the Northern Kingdom, which is the so-called Latinos and the so-called Native Americans, all right? Now, we was both oppressed together here in Babylon, all right? Verse 34, their Redeemer is strong. Yahweh of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, they shall be dismayed. Amen. And ultimately, you start to see the sword being taken up out of Babylon's hand, man. This witchcraft and sorcery taken out of their hand. They idle threats. Oh, yeah, y'all took down our drone. We gonna bomb y'all motherfuckers and so on and so forth. But at the last minute, I had to change your heart. It's not worth killing 150 people over. Bitch, you wasn't finna do shit no way. Because why? The Most High is controlling the minds of these kings according to what? Proverbs 21:1. All right, the Most High is the one that's doing all this, man, and He's taking the might up out of your damn hand. You can't. The pride of your heart has deceived you, man. You thought you was gonna go on forever. You thought you got here because of your own strength and your own might. No, the Most High gave you rulership for a small period of time, man. That you should take peace from the earth. All right, but now your time is up, man. All right, now He's taking away all your power and all. How do you say? Your power and your special abilities, more or less to say, your deceiving ass tongue and your actual sword, man. All right. Verse 36 again. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. How the fuck are we losing all these soldiers? How the fuck? Hey, what's funny is today you got, I think, 2 or 3 different places. One was here in Florida. I can't think of where the other 2 places was, but there's 2 stories in the news today, and one that came in yesterday about how they was having problems in their military training with these damn jets. All right, where they had to wind up dumping their payload to avoid a crash. You know, and it wound up being a flock of birds, just like with Trump over there with Kim Jong-un. They had South Korea scramble some jets. Come to find out it was just a pack of birds, man. All right. But nevertheless, hey, man, this is the Most High that's doing this now. Why Babylon all scared? Why you fretting at all these different things, man? They used to be this most proud. They used to go walk over into enemy territory. You know, oh, we don't need no security. What they gonna do? They gonna snipe us? They gonna kill us over here? I wish the motherfucker would. You know, we'll erase the whole history, the whole remembrance of them even being on the planet Earth, man. All right, but now it is like, you know what? We got to watch our footing over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in the old days, like, oh, y'all want to take down our drone? It'd be nothing for us to go over there and just blow up one of your cities. But nowadays, it's like, you know what? We can't do that right now because we don't want everybody jumping on us. Like Iran said, all this bullying is just uniting everybody together up against your ass, man. All right. Verse 37, a sword is upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. So what? All the gold that America's been hoarding over here, all the resources and all the things, all the different territories America's sitting over, all these different things, they're going to become a spoil into these different nations, as we read in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, man. Because you spoiled many nations, man, they're going to come and spoil your ass, man. All right? Verse 38, a drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Therefore the wild beast of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and there shall be no more inhabitants forever. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Because of why? Thermonuclear destruction. Verse 40, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith Yahweh, shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. All right, because why? The thermonuclear destruction is going to turn all of this into basically like Sodom and Gomorrah, a pile of fucking ashes, man. All right, and radioactive ashes, man. You see over there in Chernobyl, over damn near in Russia, man, they don't go back over to that place because they had that nuclear meltdown over there, man. The whole land is defiled over there, man. All right, so how much more a place that's been, every single nuclear warhead has been used over here on this here landmass, all right? Every single nuclear warhead is going to be dropped over here, and every last one of them going to hit their targets, man. All right? That's what's going to make the whole planet Earth reel to and fro, man. All right? Verse 41, behold, a people shall come from the north country, all right, Russia, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, all right? So what? America going to wind up being taken out by Russia and its conglomeration of nations that's along with them, all right? Verse 42, they shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel. They will not show mercy. Talking about these thermonuclear missiles that they got over here, man. Hey, man, Vladimir Putin was already on the news pleading with the civilians or the citizens of America, like, yo, get your mans in them, because we don't want to have to press the button. But if we press the button, every last one of y'all, your men, women, children, and babies, all y'all gonna perish off the face of the earth, bro. We don't want to have to do it, but it's either I gotta kill you before you kill me, or hey, something gotta go, man. But we'll push the button, bro. Russia got that dead hand system. If we was to launch any kind of nuclear attack over there or anybody, they have a system that's going to send off every last one of their nuclear warheads to every last one of their enemies, and you don't have to have a human being over there to even activate that system, man. All right, so just based off of that alone, and man, America cannot stop how do I say it? A bombardment of missiles coming in at one time, man. All right, like the Satan 1 and Satan 2 missiles with these how do you say, these rockets with the vehicles, they have multiple warheads inside of them, man. You know, every last one of them big ass rockets you see in the back of these damn trucks and shit like that Russia be having. Hey, you think it's like just 2 missiles on the back of that shit, but each one of them got like 15 warheads in there, man. So each one of them trucks you see with like 2 missiles on the back, that's like 30 fucking warheads on the back of them damn missiles, man. All right, so you can't really protect yourself about 30 different warheads coming in all at the same time, man. All right. So it says, verse 42, they shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea. They shall ride upon horses, everyone put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon have heard a report of them, and his hands wax feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs of a woman are in travail. And that's what's going on right now with Trump and America, man. They starting to notice that all these different nations are well, they done pissed all these other nations off, but they think that they can still keep pushing. But what? A lot of their allies are turning on them now, all right? A lot of their own so-called partners, they don't call them allies. They got allies and they got partners. But nevertheless, some of their partners are starting to turn on them. More people are being more interested in buying weapons from Russia, and everybody's basically going on their side against Babylon, all right? Verse 44, behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong. But I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I might appoint over her? For who is like me, and who shall appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd who shall stand before me? Therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh, that he have taken against Babylon and his purpose, and he have purpose against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. All right. And this is what the time that we're being prepared for, man. This is the end all be all for America, man. This is why you shouldn't be trying to put too much stock here in this place, man, because everything's about to go, man. Everything's about to be turned to a nuclear pile of ash over here, man. All right. And to that place is going to never be inhabited, man. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. This is what this place has been purposed for. This is the purpose of the Most High for this here place over here, man. All right. So I didn't mean to go this here long, but Lord willing, it was edifying to the elect. I'm going to go ahead and close out now by saying, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. With that, I'm going to stay strong and shalom.